In April 2013, I was involved in a road traffic accident. I'd spent 5 months out in France working a ski season. I was 19 years old and it was the last day. All of us were heading home on a coach and we were heading down the mountainside. This particular road is quite notorious for its bends, and on the very last bend, bend 21 of the mountain, the coach actually lost control and it went into the side of the mountain and exploded. I got caught in the flames. I was set on fire. Luckily, one of my friends managed to get back onto the coach, grab me and throw me off, and him doing that saved my life. There was a bed available in a hospital in the UK, at Wiston Hospital in Merseyside. So basically, my parents were given the decision, the very last decision, do you want to fly her? Bearing in mind the chances of her surviving the flight are probably 1%. I was able miraculously to survive the flight, and I was taken straight to the intensive care unit of Wiston Hospital, where I remained in an induced coma for 3 months, and I had the first of hundreds of operations the day after I was admitted. I was having medical procedures every single day, and you know, I'd never been in hospital before this ever, so it was just a massive thing, and it's not something you expect to go through when you're 19 years old. My parents were advised by the hospital in those first 3 months of me being in intensive care that they could make a personal injury claim, or I could make a personal injury claim, and they could get the ball rolling, really. So they asked around, you know, they asked their friends, they asked people they knew for recommendations, and Slater Gordon came up time and time again. Obviously, in that situation, my parents already had enough to deal with, my family already had enough to deal with, and Slater Gordon dealt with it absolutely fantastically. You know, they didn't put a load on my parents. It was up to them when they needed to do stuff. If they had to see me, I was the priority. But yeah, they were fantastic, and my parents have said that throughout that, especially those first 8 months, they were completely considerate of the situation. They were just fantastic. You know, they needed to talk to me, and they did not push for me to talk to them. It was up to me when I was ready and I was able to sit down and have a chat with the solicitor. I would say, honestly, the first time I met my solicitor was the time that I realised that this team had my interests at heart. It's been like talking to a friend throughout the whole process. This has happened, and I've been thrust into a world of law, and I've been thrust into a world of medicine, and before that I had absolutely no idea how any of it worked. You know, they knew my case back to front, and that was literally the first time they'd met me, but they knew the ins and outs. They knew, you know, they knew exactly what I needed, what I might need. They predicted what I was going to ask and things like that, so it worked really well in that way. And also the fact that, you know, they'd done places like it before. It was just, you know what, it was just that they made you feel so comfortable, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know, if I ever didn't understand anything, it would be explained to me completely fully, and that's made the whole process a lot easier. My focus was getting better, and my focus was my physiotherapy, my occupational therapy. My case manager that was appointed through Slater Gordon was, again, fantastic, because they got me my hand therapist. They helped organise the interim payments that I originally received to pay for all of these people. When I sat down and, you know, we got the result that I wanted, that was a massive day, and I was extremely grateful and thankful for choosing Slater Gordon, and extremely grateful and thankful to my solicitor and my barrister for the amazing job they did. No money is ever going to change what happened to me, but it is going to make my life 10 times easier. I'm glad I chose Slater Gordon. I wouldn't have chosen another solicitor's.